Section A primarily focuses on the supporting TEKS 10A, 10B, and 10C, which require students to be able to perform the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division on polynomials. To begin, the unit opens with a refresher on what like terms are and what they are not. You will see a special emphasis on describing like terms and those having the same variables and that the exponents on those variables are the same. A couple of instructional suggestions that are specific to each lesson. In Lesson 1, where students learn how to add and subtract polynomials, there is an activity in which students are challenged to substitute functions into variable placeholders and then simplify. This helps students stretch their thinking about variables and sets them up for future Algebra 2 contexts involving the composition of functions. In Lesson 2, where students learn how to multiply polynomials, there is an activity in which students are asked to multiply special products. This intent is for students to notice patterns that exist when perfect squares are multiplied or when conjugate binomials are multiplied. This is a chance for students to really get into using their notice and wonder muscles. I love this particular activity and would probably extend it if my students needed additional time to uncover the patterns on their own. Anytime we can keep from telling them formulas, the better. They always remember patterns they discover on their own. Finally, in Lesson 3, students learn to divide polynomials. Here, I want to point out the last few activities in this lesson that cover the topics of synthetic division as well as the remainder and factor theorems. I suggest using these as optional activities, perhaps to engage or enhance learning for gifted and talented students. It's not that these topics are beyond any Algebra 1 student, but if time or pacing is an issue, then I suggest streamlining this particular lesson. The primary focus and time allotment should really be based on the first two activities in the lesson. Two more notes for this section. It may be helpful for students to create and use a mnemonic that helps them remember the steps of division: D, M, S, B. And don't forget, there are digital algebra tiles that students can use as a scaffold too. For example, check out the Mathagon's PolyPad algebra tiles. So once students have conquered adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing polynomials, it is time to move into factoring, which is in Section B.